All right, let's do this thing. Actually, make sure I'm centered. Cool. All right, so we are on week 2 of The Artist Way. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Panther, Gogoball Device, all the other things. Anyways, we've been going through The Artist Way, and I just completed chapter 2, so I wanted to talk about that with you, whoever you are. Alright, so I started this on December 2nd, 2025. It's December 18th, so again, gives you an idea. Well, my allergies. Sorry, I might have a sneezing attack. December 18th, so yeah, that's 16 days. So yeah, over 2 weeks on this chapter. Again, this is like my third time going through this, and how I recommend it is to just take your time. Take your time. Okay, so let's get into it. Week 2, recovering a sense of identity. This week addresses self-definition as a major component of creative recovery. You may find yourself drawing new boundaries and staking out new territories as your personal needs, desires, and interests announce themselves. The essays and tools are aimed at moving you into personal identity, a self-defined you. Going sane. So, yeah, this chapter, let's see, sense of identity, going sane. I'm just going to kind of breeze through this. I'll just kind of pick out the stuff that I've underlined. It's important to remember that at first flush, going sane feels just like going crazy. So just this idea of like, in a world that's generally insane or backwards, going sane feels insane. That makes sense? Like to be going against the grain always looks crazy. And so this idea of recovering a sense of identity, I think involves that feeling of like, yeah, there's a purge when you're trying to change direction of your life back to yourself. So the different doubts and things that come along the way, people that can attack. There's another essay here on poisonous playmates. People that are, essentially blocked, which you might be in this state. I know I've been in this state. I guess I could say, like we all kind of slip into the state still, but yeah, when we see other people succeeding or going after their passion or their dreams, then we tend to like neg it or downplay it, and talk to them practically, and all that practical talk just ends up like squashing their dreams or their motivation. And so when we in turn are trying to reawaken to our creativity and to our inner self, that exact same thing can happen. Poisonous playmates, people that are around us that see us going after what we want, and out of instinct, maybe, most likely unconsciously, like I don't think people have malicious intent behind this, but again, with this practicality or trying to, out of a sense of like protecting you, will try to steer you in a different direction when you're trying to recover yourself. A couple of quotes that I highlighted here. This was Robert Louis Stevenson. Said, "To know what you prefer instead of humbly saying amen to what the world tells you ought to prefer is to have kept your soul alive." To know what you prefer instead of humbly saying amen to what the world tells you ought to prefer is to have kept your soul alive. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I don't know, as an artist, I feel like there's a lot that the world tells me that I ought to prefer that I don't, and I try to stand firm with that. Well, it's a process. But yeah, gotta keep our souls alive. Okay, another one, Shakti Gawain. Every time you don't follow your inner guidance, you feel a loss of energy, loss of power, a sense of spiritual deadness. So, yeah, and I totally feel that. I feel like, I mean, even now, I've got like my art. I've got a bunch of pieces that I could be putting up for sale. And just like posting places so that I can try to sell it. And yeah, I'm not. And that kind of comes with a sense of a loss of energy, loss of power, a sense of spiritual deadness. So yeah, but then doing stuff like this brings you back to life. Actually making the art is cool because that's part of the process. And the selling the art is, anyways, whatever. Poisonous playmates. So be careful to safeguard your newly recovering artist from these people. Another thing that I underlined in this essay was the process, not the product, will become your focus. I'll just read this paragraph. As your recovery progresses, you'll come to experience a more comfortable faith in your creator and your creator within. You will learn that it is actually easier to write than not write, paint than not paint, and so forth. You'll learn to enjoy the process of being a creative channel and to surrender your need to control the result. You'll discover the joy of practicing your creativity. The process, not the product, will become your focus. So, yeah, I love that. Okay, next essay, Crazy Makers. Just a short summary because this was a long one, but crazy makers are basically people in our lives that demand attention. They might have narcissistic tendencies or whatever other things going on consciously or unconsciously that they're doing, that when we try to break free and find our own identity, find our own calling, then these crazy makers come alive, and suddenly there's all these things happening that require your attention and require your time and require you to put down your pencil or your pen or your paintbrush or your guitar or whatever it is your instrument is and tend to them. And those crazy makers are crazy. It never stops. And so again, not going deep into it, but crazy makers, things to watch out for as we're trying to recover this sense of identity. Skepticism. That's our own skepticism as we're coming into this. That starts to flare up. Tell us, like, is this really gonna work out? That's where I'm at right now. I guess I'm in week 2 in the life of my artist. I'm like, is this really gonna work out? I don't know. Yeah, so I started, but what's actually gonna change? So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I'm hoping that someday I'll look back on this video and be like, wow, man, you had no idea. Anyways, continuing, attention. Yeah, in the sense of identity. Okay, so yeah, this essay was talking about just like the idea of attention, paying attention to the little things in life. That's really a lot of what the morning pages are, is just like paying attention to the details of the day before and writing about them. And then before, that was the last essay. Okay, so rules of the road. I'll read these because they're kind of great, and it's a whatever. 10 rules of the road. In order to be an artist, I must 1. Show up at the page. Use the page to rest, to dream, to try. Number 2, fill the well by caring for my artist. Number 3, set small and gentle goals and meet them. Number 4, pray for guidance, courage, and humility. Number 5, remember that it is far harder and more painful to be a blocked artist than it is to do the work. That's for damn sure. Number 6, be alert always for the presence of the great creator leading and helping my artist. Number 7, choose companions who encourage me to do the work, not just talk about doing the work or why I'm not doing the work. Number 8, remember that the great creator loves creativity. Number 9, remember that it is my job to do the work, not judge the work. Number 10, place this sign in my workplace: which is great creator, I will take care of the quantity, you take care of the quality. Which I used to have that somewhere posted. I should probably do that again in this new place I'm at, or back home. Anyways, so that's those are all the essays. So for the tasks, obviously there's some that I didn't do. The ones that I didn't do, just for a quick mention, affirmative reading, which was to go back to the basic principles on page 3, read them every day. They're really cool, definitely awesome. I did that a couple times. I'll probably do it again in the future. Another one I skipped is to go back, number 5, dip back into week 1, read the affirmations, know which ones cause the most reaction. Write 3 chosen affirmations 5 times each day in your morning pages. I already do that. Ever since I've been doing the morning pages, I start them with 3 affirmations that I write 5 times, and that's just like a part of my routine, which I really love. I also do them left-handed. I'm right-handed, so yeah, I just figured it's kind of like an easy way to get some left-handed practice and some kind of wakes up the other side of my brain. I guess the right side of my brain is what my left hand's connected to. Anyways, super cool one. Highly recommend that. Other than that, I did the rest of them. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so task number 2. Let me go back here. Task number 2, which is where does your time go? So it pretty much has us list like 5 major activities of this week. How much time goes into each one, what you did, and yeah, it's just kind of like a way to look at where all of our time is going and whether that's going to other people or to ourselves and to our artists. So my time account, my in a work week, because I'm like in between working, not working, working. So like sometimes I have a work week, sometimes I don't. Work week, number 1, of course, is work. It's like 30 hours. Number 2, TV, video games, like 20 hours. Number 3, sketching, 5 hours. Number 4, gaming, 5 to 10 hours. Oh, but that's separate from TV. I do a lot of TV and video games. Number 5, time with my girlfriend, 40 to 60 hours. It's been less this week. I miss her. On my no work weeks, it's TV, gaming, movies. That's like 60 to 90 hours. I do a lot of gaming, a lot of TV, a lot of movies. I love it. I love it. Number 2, art, 10 to 20 hours. Number 3, smoking. Spend a lot of time smoking. Number 4, time with my girlfriend. Number 5, time in the kitchen. So, and then it has us place like a circle, and yeah, it's just supposed to be like names of people that you find, or I guess what is it? Topics that you need to protect go inside the circle, and the names of people that help you protect those topics go in, and names that are people that maybe aren't so helpful of those topics go on the outside. So yeah, that's a cool one. Okay, number 3, list 20 things you enjoyed doing. And then next to those things, place a date as to the last time that you did them. And then using this as a resource for artist dates, and also just taking stock of like, are we actually doing the things that we enjoy with our lives? So I'll list a few of mine. So a lot of them I've been doing recently, like cooking, TV, movies, video games, smoking, sketching, walking, reading, intimacy, new restaurants and foods, gardening, fire building, shopping, drinking. Some of the ones that I haven't done in a while are like stitching and sewing. That's been a couple years. Hiking has been a year or 2. Jamming has been almost a year. It's been a while since I like jammed with people, which I used to do a lot. filmmaking, just like amateur stuff, which maybe like 2015, stuff like this. Oh, I guess I'm doing that now. I guess in a way. But I mean, like, I kind of like, want to like create scenes and stuff, like more, I don't know, whatever. Filmmaking. Um, Weaving, braiding has been a couple years. But yeah. So yeah, it was a good way to take stock of like what I've been doing. Okay, number 4 from the list above, write down 2 favorite things that you've avoided that could be this week's goals. I wrote down a few of them from the list. Filmmaking, hiking, dancing, music, weaving, sewing. I ended up doing dancing. I just put on some like videos on YouTube of like Indian dancing. I'm gonna make sure this is still recording actually. Yeah, of like Bharatanatyam dancing, and I just did that for like 10 minutes this morning. Felt great. My joints are all like, whoa, things are happening. So that was really cool. Number 6 is going back to the list of imaginary lives and adding 5 more lives. So the list from last week, adding 5 more to it. The extra 5 I added was to be like a yoga teacher or a hippie, to be a monk, to be a tanner or a taxidermist, to be an apiarist, like bees, honey, and to be a blacksmith. I would love to have a life where I was a blacksmith. That'd be so cool. My beard would be perfect. And then number 7 is the life pie. It's like one of my favorite tasks of the Artist's Way. But essentially, she has you draw a circle, divide it into 6 slices, list them: spirituality, exercise, play, work, friends, and romance/adventure. Then you plot a dot based on how fulfilled or unfulfilled you are in each section. And so the more fulfilled you are, the further out towards the circle, the less fulfilled, closer in towards the center. So yeah. And then you connect the dots, and it just kind of gives you like a little visual of the balance of our lives, of your life. So yeah, mine's all right. I'm decently happy. Like my exercise could definitely be better. My work, because my work, I would say mainly because I just like, I'm really overworking for people. Or I don't know, I'm just like, haven't found my work or whatever. Feel like I want to be working for myself. So that, being that crux, like I don't feel super fulfilled. And then exercise, yeah, I definitely feel like I could be doing more exercise. I'm walking more for work recently, which is cool, but just like exercise for my own, like dancing would be awesome to do that regularly. Spirituality is good, like my morning pages and stuff, I feel like is part of my spirituality, being in my garden, just like hanging out. It's like my spirituality, but feel like definitely want more. Like it'd be cool to go to some places like some temples or a church or something, and just kind of juice up the spirit. Okay, so that's life pie. And then number 8 is 10 tiny changes, which is to just list 10 changes that you'd like to make for yourself. Start them with I would like to blank. So, and then task number 9 is to select one of those small items, make it a goal for that week, and task number 10 is now do that item. So really 8, 9, and 10 are all the same task. But I listed, I would like to go through one of my old boxes from Oregon when I moved back here, which I just did today, which is kind of what spurred me to finish this chapter. But I'll take you and show you. I just kind of like threw a box in the living room, went through it, put some stuff to give away, threw a bunch of stuff away. So that felt really good. I'd like to have a 5-minute daily exercise mobility routine was number 2. Number 3, would like to replace the sunshade out back. I won't list them all. I like to go walking more regularly, which I feel like I'm doing now, but for work. Want to start journaling earlier again. Want to list my art for sale. Want to buy some new comfy, larger sweatpants. I want to make a large art piece. I want to spend more time with my mom and sister. Want to find a community of artists. Want to replace the water heater, and I would like to get a chimney for the backyard. And then finally, the check-in, morning pages debrief were great. I feel like I'm just comfortable with them. Artist date, went to the Dollar Tree, went to the antique store. I danced this morning. Those are all artist dates. And then other issues, again, like I was talking about in this video, I just feel like, I'm just in that transition period. Yeah, and that causes me stress because, got one foot on one side, one on the other side, and straddling. So, definitely that beginning part of this chapter where it talked about going sane initially feels like going insane. Maybe that's what I'm at, but anyways, that's my life. Maybe I'll just show you a little bit of my art before I let you go, some of the stuff I'm working on. I've had a couple, 2 new jobs over the last 2 weeks, so I have not done much sketching at all, but these are just a couple pieces that I've worked on recently, just with ink, not with my composites. Just some fun expressions. And then I was just going to show you this. There's some of these boxes that I went through. Dumped them out, went through them. That box is empty now. Everything's in there. Threw a bunch of stuff away, put a bunch of other stuff away. So, things feel good. All right, anyways, thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you when I finish chapter 3.